Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for December 12th, 2020. Please show me what Aquarius needs to know, hear, or see. Thank you. Well, hopefully this one works. I just did your reading, and when I looked up at the end, the whole phone wasn't even on, and it just turned off. It did that yesterday too for Libra. Maybe my phone's too full. Your first card, the sky in the upright. First thing that just popped in my head is someone is envious of you. Someone's envious. Or you're doing really well. It can mean both things at the same time, that you are reaching some higher level and other people are kind of looking at you like who do you think you are? Trying to think of what the song was. Solace by Fife. And it kind of looked like you were just kind of taking a breather until things settle down. Like you don't understand any. It said something about being misunderstood. So yeah, I feel like you're reaching for the stars in some way. You're getting a lot of attention or a lot of exposure. You're doing really well in something, and it feels like that is pushing people away. Funny how that happens, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like you're finding yourself and you're losing some friends or family. People are falling away because they could be secret haters. Like sometimes people don't like it when other people make it, right? In the how, Three of Swords in the reverse. Disagreement. Yeah, you're feeling friction around you. You're feeling resistance around you. It also kind of feels, it feels like people that no matter what you say, they disagree with you. Like you say something really brilliant and they disagree with you. In your why? The Four of Cups in the upright. Well, it could mean because they're bored. They don't have anything else in their life. It also feels like this is you not needing anybody. Like it feels like you're quite happy in your own little bubble. It feels like there's a lot going on in your head. It also feels like you're trying to figure something out. This is looking for a solution. And what did they say in the song? Like, I don't know if they said put my head down, but it was like taking a breather and just like, I'm just going to remove myself. And Four of Cups is definitely saying, no, thank you. It feels like you're saying no, thank you to like the world. Like you're changing the channel on the world and you're taking a time out. You're like, no, I've got myself. I'm good. I've got everything I need. This feels very fulfilled. Like you're enjoying some kind of quiet and you don't want any of this disagreement around you. How you're going to feel. Well, this is nothing like your other reading that got cut off. That one felt like it was, you were trying to find information about your mother. You were talking to your father or grandfather or something like that. They didn't want to tell you anything. And how you feel, you have the Three of Coins in the reverse. So this is being very quiet. This is called infant. So I feel like this is also about not knowing how to get your needs met, not knowing how to get yourself understood, which is exactly what this was feeling like. It feels like you are brilliant. Like you have reached some kind of higher, you know what? It feels like you have elevated above everybody. And it feels like you are now keeping to yourself because no one understands what you're saying if you say it. It's like you broke some kind of bubble. You broke a bubble and you're in a different one now. Like everyone's in some kind of dumb bubble and you're in some kind of brilliant bubble. It's like you're speaking another language. So you're like, okay, fine, I'll just be alone. It doesn't feel really heavy. It just feels like you're very comfortable and you have no room for like bickering or people just trying to pick at you. So you just shut your mouth and said, okay, fine, I'm just going to be in my little comfy little space here and I'm just going to be quiet. I've just heard animals, you're with your pets or your cat or something. Your advice? The Hermit in the upright. Again, staying alone. This can also mean secrets, keeping something a secret, not telling anybody anything. This is being reserved, being detached, being very, very quiet. So you have so many quiet cards here. I'm surprised you don't have the Four of Swords. Maybe you're downloading, but this is like brilliance. It's like you really figured something out. And there's some people around you, but it doesn't feel like it's big. It just feels like it's a little tiny bother. And it's like you instantly adjusted and just kind of said no to the world around you. And you just want to be by yourself. You just want to be by yourself. Doing nothing. The Knight of Coins in the reverse. Also, I'm seeing this as doing nothing, going very, very, very slow. I feel like you're in hibernation. And that's bumping into the Four of Cups in the reverse, which is something you're afraid of. What just popped in my head was that you don't want to do anything, so you don't want to do the wrong thing. And right here is getting it right. This is also something to do with fame. This is to do with fame. So I feel like you're building something. You're growing something in your mind. You're thinking. You're not letting anyone know. You're being very, very quiet. You don't want to ruin it. I feel like you've got something in the works, but you're not saying anything about it. It almost feels like it looks like you're doing nothing, but you're just, well, you might be doing nothing, but it also feels like you have a secret. And it looks like you're appearing to the outside world to be doing nothing, but the secret is telling me that maybe there is something you're doing, you're just not telling anyone. You're building something really big, and you don't want to ruin it. Also being intellectually detached from your fear or something like that. Like deciding not to even go there. But there is a fear there. Could be a fear of success as well. Like it feels like you're brilliant, but you might be afraid. That could be what this inaction is. It feels like you're kind of building yourself up, like fortifying yourself. You feel like you're in a cocoon. But you're turning into a butterfly. You are a caterpillar in your cocoon, very, very quiet. Don't nobody bother me. I look like I'm doing nothing, but I'm actually crystallizing in secret, and I have to do this in quiet, but I'm gonna come, there's something big coming. This could be everyone else's worst fear too. These critics, that could be their worst fear. And that could also be your worst fear because you don't know how to deal with this. You don't know how to deal with getting this big. I feel fame here. All right. The plants in the upright, the birds and fish that came up in your other reading in the upright, and actually in the same place but up here. Two of Wands in the reverse. The Fool in the upright. Ooh, Judgment in the upright, and the King of Swords, the Party Pooper in the reverse. All right. I feel like this is you. I feel like this is your inner critic, Aquarius. All right, so let's go back to this head in the stars. Like it feels like you are way far away in your imagination, but it's not frivolous. You're doing something. I don't know what it is, but you're doing something that's really brilliant in the dark. You have the plants here in the upright. You're not telling anybody. And it could be, again, because they wouldn't understand. In the how, you have the birds and the fish on top of the Three of Swords in the reverse. Disagreement with your mother. Broken connection. But the how is creating something in the dark. Fixing something. I feel like this is something to do with the relationship with your mother. Maybe you're some kind of spiritual medium. Because this feels like some kind of connection that you're trying to create or something like that. And it feels like it might even be with someone that's not even living any longer. In the why, the Four of Cups in the upright, you want to be alone. You want to do this by yourself. You have the surprise on top of that, besides your mother. So you could be getting a surprise visit from your mother. Something you don't know about. You've got mother in between unknown and surprise. This feels like you don't want to be disturbed, though. And then you have the Three of Coins in the reverse. Being very, very quiet. You're taking some kind of big, huge chance. You have a surprise. I feel like Jack in the Box. Like it feels like you are Jack in the Box. That right now, you just look like a box that's just sitting on the floor, but you're going to pop out of it with this huge, grand idea or invention. Like you're really building up to something, like that butterfly feeling. I feel like you might be growing your spirituality or something. It's like you're by yourself. You're doing things by yourself quietly, and you're surprising yourself. Again, by yourself. And then you have Judgment in the upright, which is receiving a calling and not being able to turn back. You see the light in some way. So I was picking up all sorts of things in the other one too. And one of the things that I picked up was that you were honoring your mother. So I'm not surprised that the birds and fish have showed up again. And I felt like you could have even been honoring her by getting a marker for a grave. So this is kind of feeling a little bit like that. Secret reunion with your mother. It's all, I even feel weird saying this because it just seems so out there, but it is, I'm feeling some kind of like communication with a relative, with a passed over relative, with your mother or your grandmother, someone that cared for you, someone who the communication was broken. Maybe this is in your imagination. Maybe you're speaking to your mother in your mind. And you don't know what to say. And you're surprised that you feel like you actually connected. Because this is what this is saying to me. This is like the angels singing and the trumpets blaring and you have success, like transmission complete. That's what this feels like. But it looks like you're doing nothing. You have regrets about doing nothing in some way. You felt like a traitor. Oh, you wanted to clear the air with your mother. So I don't know if she's alive or if she's passed over and you're doing this in your head. You're doing this by yourself. You're doing this quietly and it's working. Something surprising you and it's working. I feel like you might have felt rejected by your mother as well. You're healing yourself. And you also felt guilty about not doing something at some time. This is feeling guilty. This is wanting to clear the air. This is wanting to talk to her. So, okay, let me just see here again. I missed a card. The King of Swords in the reverse. Difficulty, being difficult. I feel like this is your own inner critic. And I feel like you were judging yourself unworthy. This inaction, like this feels like you had to do some kind of healing, clearing energy work with your mother, alive or not, because there was some kind of guilty regret or something was pulling you down, making you feel like you were useless, you weren't good for anything, but you did some kind of, like I said, some kind of solo clearing or communication, like talking to your mother. I do that. My dad's been dead since I was 10, and I talk to him. You restored some kind of connection. You felt rejected by your mother. You felt like she didn't understand you. This could be you when you were a baby. But something worked. You feel so much better. I feel like you no longer feel this way. You no longer feel like this. Like it feels like you felt like a loser. You felt like you didn't, like you like you let your mother down. But now you feel like you've cleared the air, and you can let go of these negative inner critic thoughts. Wow, that was good. All right, so your shuffle song, Solace by Fife. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.